Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth and today I'm going to be doing my 35-week twin pregnancy update. So I'm tired, I'm so tired, and I'm trying to rally for this video. Please bear with me if you find that I'm a little lackluster today. I'm trying really hard, getting to the end of the pregnancy. It's just exhausting. It's exhausting mentally, physically, but mainly physically. I'm not sleeping. That just goes without, I'm just not sleeping. And I guess I will be prepared for when these twin girls come because I cannot get a good night's sleep for the life of me. Rally, must rally. I did have a doctor's appointment today. We had an ultrasound. This is our last appointment and baby A is still breech. So we are a go for the C-section next week on May 18th. I can't believe it. I really can't. We went over all of the forms and things with our doctor today. It was really just kind of like an appointment that was all about what to expect next week. So we went consent forms and what time I need to be at the hospital and what time I had to stop eating, which is really the saddest part, isn't it? Especially if I get bumped. I'm supposed to be at 10 o'clock in the morning, but if I get bumped, then I'm just not allowed to eat and I get hangry. So that's not what anyone wants for a mom that's expecting her twin girls, but we will see how that goes. I'm really, really excited. My body is kind of at the end of its rope with pregnancy. But as mentioned last week, like mentally, I don't feel that ready. Like I am kind of sad to be coming to the end of my pregnancy, but definitely physically, I'm ready. I'm done. Not just the lack of sleep, but the physical discomfort and it's hard to breathe, like it just all, I'm tapped out. So the girls are looking really good. They're still kind of measuring where they're supposed to. There is a little bit of a weight discrepancy, but they kind of think it's because baby B has a really big head and it's throwing off the formula, whatever formula they use to calculate or estimate their weight, which is really the head size and the leg length, and I don't know exactly what that formula is, but they use those two measurements and that's how they kind of guess how much the babies weigh. So they do think that maybe they're closer in weight than this formula is kind of spitting out, just because baby B has a big head. So maybe it's a good thing that I'm having a C-section, because from the way that the ultrasound technician was making it sound, she might have been hard to push out. So basically baby A is weighing 5 pounds 4 ounces and baby B is approximately 6 pounds 2 ounces. So still just under a pound difference between the two of them. So in one of my previous videos, someone did ask me to talk about embarrassing pregnancy symptoms, and I've definitely had my fair share of those. I would say most of them happened either early in pregnancy or kind of maybe in the second trimester. If I've had a symptom, I've kind of talked about it more recently, except that I think I jinxed myself because I agreed to talk about this and then something really embarrassing happened. So I guess I'll talk about that first because that is something that happened to me this week. But I peed myself a little. Yeah, that happened. So I was getting out of bed and I did have to go to the washroom and that's where I was headed, but I wasn't like in desperate situation or anything. Like it wasn't at that point. And I guess one of my girls kicked my bladder as I was standing up and I just lost control just a little. So I didn't do a full-on, like full pee of my pants, thank goodness, because I was in no mood to have to clean that up. But just a little, it was embarrassing enough. My husband was right there. He probably wouldn't have known if I hadn't said anything, but I had to laugh at myself. So I told him what was going on and we had a good laugh, but not something I'm looking to repeat. So hopefully once these girls are born, I'll have control of my bladder again. Now some previous embarrassing or like more embarrassing symptoms that I've had, definitely I was and have been like sweatier, and I feel like that has changed my natural body odor scent. So everyone kind of has their own scent, I think. And not to sound like, oh, I'm not a person that smells, but I feel like I'm not a big sweater. Like I don't sweat a lot. And so, I mean, if I take care of myself in the usual way, I shower and use deodorant, I never really have a problem with BO. But I feel like this pregnancy's not only made me sweatier, but smellier. So I had to pay definite special attention to that and make sure that I wasn't like stinking out the joint whenever I went somewhere without realizing it. Another symptom that is probably embarrassing but common, and I think a lot of pregnant women do talk about this, is that has had a lot of gas. Like it just happens, your whole intestinal system slows down, so your body has a chance to absorb more nutrients to take care of the baby, and inevitably, because like the food's staying in there longer, you're gassier. So that is definitely something that I noticed. Constipation was a huge issue for me for a little bit there, especially in the second trimester, mainly after my cerclage surgery, which became really difficult because when you have a cerclage, you don't want to be like straining or pushing or anything. So it like really actually it made the gas situation worse. Let's just say that, because I can't pronounce that other word. The constipation also led to hemorrhoids. So that's nice, and that's probably not something that I would like to admit on camera, but I did agree to talk about embarrassing symptoms, and I think that that is a common one too. And just people don't really talk about these things. It's like no one wants to go around being like bragging about hemorrhoids or anything, but between the weight of the babies like pushing down plus the constipation, and even though I was trying not to like push too hard or strain, like it happened. So definitely I had to deal with that, and my doctor said because now I've had them, they're more likely to come back in the future. So awesome. As for cravings, it's still sweets. I mean, I haven't really had any strong cravings though. I feel like they're starting to subside, so that's a really good thing. And as for symptoms, they're pretty much the same as last week. So I would say that my biggest symptom right now is anxiety, and I think as we get closer to the date, I'm definitely just getting more and more anxious for various reasons. But yeah, that's been a kind of struggle to deal with, because I try not to freak myself out on a daily basis about kick counts and all of that stuff, and being a new mom, and oh my god, I'm gonna have 2 babies in like a week. Whole life is gonna be upside down. So I think the anxiety thing is normal, but it is hard to deal with at times. And other than that, it's really just like sleep is getting worse and worse, but it's to be expected, right? My belly is huge. Rolling over is a huge effort. You can't do it without like fully coming awake, because it just takes so much to move this big belly from one side to the other. And then the hormone fluxes too, so that wakes me up. And constant bathroom breaks, because I want to make sure I don't pee my pants again, especially in bed. But yeah, those are the main symptoms right now, other than like the regular aches and pains that I've been talking about. Those are just kind of constantly there and haven't changed much from week to week. All right guys, that's really all I have to talk about this week, so I'm gonna jump into the belly shot. All right, here's my belly from the side. And my bare belly from the side. Still no stretch marks, excuse me, which is good. From the front, ignore the belly button that looks weird. And from the other side. Alright guys, that's it for this week's video. Thanks so much for watching. As always, please feel free to leave me a message in the comments below. I do love to hear from you. You can give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye. So has anyone noticed that like all I wear is stripes? I really had no idea that all my pregnancy shirts were striped until I was looking back at the thumbnails for all of these photos. These videos, I mean. And they're all striped. I swear I didn't do that on purpose, but clearly I love my stripes.